Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get to this podcast off the ground, I had so many questions. How do I record an episode? Where do I find my background music? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places people like to listen? Where do I find the advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. So, if you want to start a podcast, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Okay, everybody. If you're going to see this episode, well, this is not a usual intro or anything. It's me going through a double recap of chapters 3, The Sin, and 4, Sanctuary with The Mandalorian. Well, I'm gonna have to go find if there's any topics for me to do. So for now I have one. And that's regarding to The Rise of Skywalker, the clip. And anyways, other than that, enjoy the episode of the Wednesday Awakens. Because this is recorded on a Friday. And also, it's called the Wednesday Awakens, so it's aired on Wednesday. Sorry for the far forward. Other than that, enjoy the episode. We're going to begin with the topic with, of course, what I want to talk about is The Rise of Skywalker. The clip, what I just saw. The clip of begins at the planet Pastrana, not Pastrana, where of course where we fly, where everybody flies. You know? Where the Stormtrooper flies, chasing Rey, Finn, Poe, and 3PO. And 3PO respond with, "Well, they fly now." And then Finn asked, "They fly now?" And then Finn just answered, "They fly now." Now, I'm going to be real honest about this one. I think that's not a good way to get the clip. You know? To be honest, I don't think that's a good way to make that clip. I mean, yes, the action, yes, but the dialogue? I don't think that's necessary to do that. To promote that. Now, this is me being honest. I'm not like the Phantom Menace or anything, you know. But don't worry, I'm not dissing the Phantom Menace. I was just, you know, saying my opinion is different from them. That I think that dialogue, the action, that's a thumbs up, but the dialogue, not necessary. That means a thumbs down. For dialogue, but thumbs up for the action. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is, of course, we got something going on. Is it, of course, about Star Wars Jedi Challenge. A Jedi Temple Challenge. Where it's like a game show for kids, where, of course, the contestants are kids with lightsabers, hyperdrive, artifacts, and etc. Although the show will be hosted by Jar Jar Binks himself, I'm at best. You know? Who is, of course, featured at Celebration. I can't wait to hear I'm at best again. Of course, the actor himself. Alright, everyone, here we go. As we are going to be, of course, learning about this. Well, I got the news last week. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, that a Jedi run. I tell you, guys, alright, I'm gonna get ready with this. Because this is the next topic, we're going to the next one. Okay, since I don't have any more topics to do for Star Wars, so let's get to the reviews already. This one is going to be spoiler free, but then here comes the spoiler warning after I get through my thoughts. We're going to begin with Chapter 3, aka The Sin. Which is, of course, one of my favorite Mandalorian episodes. You know, a dark, gritty. Sure, the choice of the songbird of a little bit stupid. But the description of more specificness is great, though. But the action, the action. That's what I love to see, is action, action, action. Including ones that involve stormtroopers. The Imperial stormtroopers. And that is why I say this is my favorite episode. But, although, episode 4, on the other hand, I can't say the same thing for it. Chapter 4, Sanctuary. And like I say, I know I'm not supposed to be revealing it much. But, yeah. Chapter 4, it's a solid episode. I mean, it's not good, it's not bad, just solid. Not okay, but it's just solid. But they did brought in the ATST, This is me being honest. Even though I love the action, and of course, Battle of the Nighttime. And of course, the Raiders, they're not Tusken Raiders, but more like a different type of Raiders, but that's what I'm... But although, like I say, it felt like it's kind of, meh, but, but it's solid. I mean, the music, and of course, the action, and the ATST, or Scout Walkers, and preparing the next planet. Alright, guys. Okay, guys. This is it. This is a spoiler review. So, if you hear the alarm, that means you cannot advance to that. You can just stop on there. But, unless you're don't have Disney Plus and you don't want to, then that'd be my guess. But if you're those who did not see The Mandalorian and don't want to be spoiled, go to there. Stop this audio right now. Alright, yes, instead of doing them separately, I think it's best for me to do those together. You know, do those together with the episode review because last week I didn't do episode 3 because I was I felt like I needed to take a break from podcasting. Just wanted to be sure. So, here we go. We begin with, of course, we're returning to, from Avalon 4. Hold on, let me, check on, what planet, were they on, of course. Well, they returned to the, that is, planet. Oh, I think, Bexar? Oh, yeah, I think it's Bexar. Yep. Yep, with the Bexar still. With the Mandalorian delivered the child to the client. Of course, collected this bounty. Although Grief had, of course, the client said that that's none of his concern about Baby Yoda. And of course, he left before conflict arises between him and the surviving empire. And then he returned to Covert Enclave. The Mandalorian gets his damaged armor replaced and weapons upgrade by the armorer, who she originally gonna get the Mud Beast. Gonna get a symbol of a Mud Beast. But, of course, the Mandalorian, he said that he got help from Baby Yoda, which he entitled him as the enemy. And then, of course, instead of that, he got a songbird. Oh, God. Really? Really? Oh, because he got help for Baby Yoda, he gets a songbird? Can you be a little more specific? But then they say it defends the territory from its enemies, a songbird. Like, okay. And then they say, it's the way. Sorry, this is the way. I almost say, do you know the way? Like Ugandan Knuckles. But, you know. But that meme's been long gone. But and then, Grief Karga gave the Mandalorian a new job. But he can't just, know about the child because that would be breaking the code. But then he's getting ready to depart, but instead he's just come back for, of course, to infiltrate to rescue the child. Or Baby Yoda. Yeah, I like that better. Baby Yoda. And then he infiltrated, so killing many stormtroopers. But my favorite moment of all is, of course, the coolest stormtrooper kill was the flamethrower. Was one of the stormtroopers got burnt to death. And see, the armor had been charred. So, yeah, I gotta admit, that is the coolest step I ever saw. And then Dr. Pershing was trying to experiment the child, experiment on him, but he decided to let the child live. And the Mandalorian just grabbed the child and gave him mercy. And that finished off most of the stormtroopers. And then, of course, on his way back to the ship, the bounty hunters just got their alarms go off at the Bexar bar. Everybody was of course getting those. But he's been ambushed by, of course, Grief Karga and the bounty hunters, demanding to hand over the child. But if he refuses it, but Mandalorian refuses, and there was a fighter. You know, he was quartered outnumbered, but here come the other Mandalorians, including Heavy Machinery. Well, that's a name. That's a code name of the Mandalorian. And of course, they were attacking the bounty hunters to give him to his reach the ship with the child or Baby Yoda and escape. And they say this is the way, and the Mandalorian responds with the same thing. This is the way. Yep, and the Grief Karga goes up to, of course, to his ship, and the Grief Karga was trying to ambush him, but then he got shot. And I was thinking if he would be dead, but not. Well, but if not for the Bexar, but if not for a Bexar bar, and they got away, and the Heavy Machinery gave the Mandalorian a last salute, and then it's like, I gotta give me one of those. Yeah, but earlier, telling the child that, or Baby Yoda, that is not a toy, and then he just gave it to him. Huh. Yeah, that is a good one. Alright, now we are here on Chapter 4. Sanctuary. Which is, of course, is Cara Dune, a mercenary. But, although we're going to focus, right when the village, there's a widow named Omira. You know, the offering the food, of course. It began with her, of course, her kid. They got her kid. And then all hell just broke loose because of those raiders. Those are not Tusken Raiders. And Paz Vizsla is none other than played by John. And in this, Jon Favreau is, of course, I like to say, of course, Jon Favreau is in this. But then Baby Yoda is, of course, just playing with the buttons. And then they go to the planet. The planet they're on was, of course, I forgot the name of it. But the Raiders are the Cletonians. The Cletonians. Yeah. Yeah, sorry if you hear me repeat it. I don't know. But it did. He told them, do not, touch anything. Do not take off the ship. Just stay there. But it did. Open the door, and we see Baby Yoda. And they's like, they gave up and say, what the hell? Come on. And then, of course, he goes into the bar with Baby Yoda. Of course, just told the order. Just ask for the order of bone for the child. And a bone for the, and a bone for ourselves. And then, of course, the child was being watched. And then he had an encounter with, of course, asked about the woman. And then her name is, of course, Cara Dune. There must be a theory about this. Is she, of course, related? Well, I don't know. Like, is she a daughter of Caleb Dune, aka Kanan Jarrus, and Hera? I don't know. Also, brother to Jason Dune? Or Jason Jarrus? Oh well. But then they both have a fight scene. Oh boy, here comes the incoming shippers. And it... Baby Yoda! And then asked him. But asked her if she wants some soup. And then they were discussing over it. About, it's just, of course, it insisted to help. And then they were traveling to the village in the planet, I don't know. But then they meet up with the widowed mother, Omera, met with his son. But then he said he hadn't taken off his helmet in front of everyone since he was just a boy. But then it turns out he wasn't always Mandalorian. The tribe took him in after his parents were killed by battle droids. Were killed by the Separatists, the battle droids, during the Clone Wars. That's something I never seen in my life. And then they were being prepared. They were having a training montage to stand against the Clintonian raiders to defend their small village. And then they were getting prepared with the, of course, and we see, of course, Cara and the Mandalorian. Well, ladies first, but, well, and they were ambushing the Clintonians to explode their hut. And they were cornered. They were quartered in the, oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Dang it! That the Marauders have an apparent, of course, trying to build your, but then they refused because, they trained montage because of the Imperial ATST. And they were confronted with, although I think this episode is, of course, a solid one, I do like one thing, of course, is, the ATSTs, no, Battle Vision, Red Vision, yeah, it does look cool and menacing, so it would kill a bunch of Ewoks. And although I'm getting ready to say this, of course they are defending themselves to try and set up the trap, but then the ATST reaches the boat, but of course didn't walk on it because it's smart. The pilot inside is really smart. And this kind of reminds me of that scene from the Alamo. Not the one with John Wayne in there, but the one with Dennis Quaid, Patrick Wilson, Jason Patrick, and Billy Bob Thornton. You know, well, three of them be Texans, you know. Be from Texas. But then they were, of course, and there, here comes the Raiders again. And then they were, of course, getting ready to attack. And the ATST is get distracted by Kara. And of course, she got in the shot. And then after it collapsed, the Raiders were retreating. And then in the light of day, peace has returned to the village. And the children, Baby Yoda was happily with the children. And there was a hunter from the guild trying to take a shot, takes aim at the Mandalorian. But although putting his helmet back on, don't want anyone to see his face. And then was, of course, targeting Yoda. The bounty hunter, of course, and, oh my God! Baby Yoda, no! Wait, I mean, at the bounty hunter was shot? Then who did? And then we see Cara Dune was the one who made that shot. And that's what I'm trying to say. But then we see, yeah, that was a close one. Because that would have been bad. I'm just worried what's going to happen to Baby Yoda. And then, of course, Kara and the Mandalorian just did the Predator thing. You know, with Carl Weathers, who also played Grief Kara on The Mandalorian, was also in Predator. With Mandalorian being Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know? But then they all gotta go. The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. Of course, the world travels fast, but they can't stay. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this again. I love Chapter 3, The Sin. That is a perfect description. You know, Mandalorian, mortality, over bounty hunting. And then, Sanctuary, it's a solid episode. But please, do not tease us to death with Baby Yoda ever again, Jon Favreau. Because you and Dave Filoni don't want to be the D.B. Weiss and David Benioff of Star Wars. Which, ironically, they left Star Wars for Netflix. Okay? Well, guys, that's going to do about it for Star Wars, the Wednesday Awakens. I'm Meg46. I will see you guys next time, and as always, may the Force be with you. Or, in that case, this is the way.